and a difference. Yet, I'm taking it. Ghana up to today, of course, and also 2015 or thereabout, His Excellency President MAHAMA regime at that time, and Roger get more true.
No, 2016.
2016 thereabout.
2016.
And the get more true. Look at the reasons that America for the count. Part of the reasons was said, or the deportees at the back. Now, or be severe or no visa relations, or visa restrictions, or better visa or demands, or things so no number of years of visa or demand, or better so. For 25 years ago, and American president then, I think Bush, about 2 more 5 years visa. But, and say, and I'm, say, we will create to American. In some discussions. And the name may share me say, one of the discussions on the table. Say, woman, maybe better relations and once with regards to the visa troubles because affecting senior officials of government will be because you be free. And now if you say no, just try to get. Ya di nipa 14 bramo ya di mu gu afi afie mu do ma ba monji wom na ya say ya mai bibia okay skata mu tonchen what next wo kwaji wom ba ye e de mra na ne dafo ya yet time taking it Ghana up to today of course and also 2015 or thereabout His Excellency President MAHAMA regime at that time and Roger get more true.
No, 2016.
2016 thereabout.
2016.
And the get more true. Many can say, get more true no. Obia and find a near who some coponini. And Obia to and Chebia or Moda, and Obia and Chebia, and a prison here who I go to trade. And she don't call him. So, although bar get more true, for instance, or Dumba statelet. The Congo Pond Bakuya Yemenis, Bakuya, Saudi Arabian. You don't come to whom so mean free. And the government of that country says, who feel also, what do you mean, Joe? And the Ghana didn't buy you can't render anybody a general country. Stateless. No. And even though they get more, some of us raise the issue, say, the only way Ghana to me, you must have either honorary citizenship on the person, are given to the person, accepted, and I say, woman nationality upon arrival. And yet, immigration records, what the blank sheet, and the paper tassel, anything, the country nationality unidentified. And our anything, government, and then the opposition of the day at the time, parliamentarians at the time, Obian to me besides say, okay, I do humanitarian reasons, nationality, status ban on the war, as we speak, I presume so me a Ghana for. In the same way, Oma would do Mubano. Yenya Timakasi be a Liberia for, be a Nigeria for, be a Togo for near that day. That's okay. You're an ECOWAS bloc member, founding member of ECOWAS, and I done to your pro-independence, freedom, and justice. It is said, I say, or what the other African countries, what's sub-region now? I'm looking at 2 things. One, United States of America. So, on Gobi Kunituma, they don't do transiting, they don't transit passengers. Let us, listeners, anyone can say, America won't transit in deportation. Because for fear of whatever could happen through the transit center, and he said, the ordinary American or the neighbor. So they New York Deportation Center. We don't know if we be a feel like they are not New Jersey. And now what about the mobile? That is how it is. Or then for flight on funding for Germany. Or let transit for Europe and you can see obesity political asylum. What do you mean for them? Or didn't you see Holland, Amsterdam Airport, then you find Pajan in such a American Timmy deportation. No about the burden of Holland government. Flight in a didn't buy when your touch in you and now you receive more time and so that's one intention. Nationalities now don't buy Liberia, Nigeria, Togo, Burkina. Senaya, dear said, yeah, cannot not ya. Now, me share news and come to Okudzeto Council to say, ye king will see a woman. Why Nigeria me? Ye man onward transfer. In that case, in Ghana, Nigeria, America for the next week, take it say, you were a virgin echo, your ask I call, and you are Ghana fly our echo. And from airport, you don't go transit. You will be out on a Ghana, you know, woman, and a Ghana for woman. Yama woman exit entry. Now, crime Bennett, you remember. Nowadays, but drugs related crime. And I know what trouble American prison and American said on for ordinary Benukuma. Ghana authorities, this question said, another 20 jail sentence. Name of say, a immigration related issue. Just say, the visa who and now we paper and I know the deportation center and your crime. And 20 mention, no, said the reading said. Yes, she woman, you will do a military and I Roma. So, what chain not had a look to? Now, you just only not something, no bother on drugs. You can't keep the person to humanitarian. Now, I see a local what you treat the purpose. It is a lawyer, be sorry. No Coco Ghana court say and conform be a macho against your right. They are right. You cannot arrest me and hold me if mere purpose of a deportation on one immigration status. Now the map third country and a second country say on Jimmy non-transfer and come country. That country no Gina would Jimmy Fanuko baby because when yes it's after of a refugee no acceptance in Ghana ya sign be. And you would hear him yeah. It's okay you to say. And I don't think that journalist would say. Miss
Wahab nature said no na kofa court on Semo Bemuse say nipa ne mu 11. Lawyers the omeyi court because he had the 3 pokwama 3 no one is saying so no the country I will free money enti oko US no na ye persecute no for say oka LBGT community no ho na Nigerian ba so story odiko say na nyina ye nim say omodiko di aduro no and then one Nigeria to Nigerian so dia wo kan say ono so na entokwa bi wo ho no mo ama police for bo na and he was warned say any day you obesi ho no omo bebu na ku no.
Thank you.
Eti ono so ye de ne konti we nyina no ne ye tie say lawyers say omo de omayi court no yetimi de court say ne wo ken
but omo ye allowed 100%. Now we say mbi mo campaign for my cancer intimi information so what they know what dia you must grant them one status. Into my visa questions there. Yaji airport on first day and him die. They would look at 2 hotel and a hotel fee and a hotel and a man car grant transportation, accommodation, feeding, and then also pocket money called the upkeep fee. So the sign your mind there. Now me check say you will see can you be there and your document. Your inbound, inland, online Ghanaian call them refugees. Or deportees inland or free north and now through Kumasi about we never been or Dabontin. But the Ajomo national status say you're a Ghana, you're an ECOWAS member, American forward non-fly because Mizukuya crew and Ghana from paying for. Obiano did that version about because of the American non-stop flight because ECOWAS in Ghana and the US didn't flight in the look or non-stop. In what Trustee airport and what Trustee aviation system and what Trustee your migration authorities. Your man can't ask them and one is a humanitarian. You can take some of us have been a translator with the mission. Until we know what is called humanitarian. So what it means you will be asylum seeker deported on basis of seeker asylum our third country and at third country because what the name but one for the judge is not hearing what is bringing them. How they were even transported into the country is also questionable. Yes, you're part of Christmas. That's okay. Ghana is noted for that. Minimum nipana mudu mubayeno treatment by the dima Liberia for Quadrum Intima Shumani and a voluntary repatriation woman quiet. Women are voluntary repatriation. Women are deported. Deported means either in their handcuff or forcibly deporting them against their wish and their will. It is a whole China. Nipane brain ya deneba who shouldn't mean China say what the narcotic police cells. That is completely wrong. And the country should come clean. And surprisingly said, okay, said, yes, a parliament. Yes, indeed. This issue, Honorable Okudzeto Black said, it was not for parliamentary administrative. What does that mean? Administrative meaning said it is the presidency where the decision was made possible, with him, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, at the middle. to the president and agreed. This is it. So if it is administrative there, then go and tell me. Come and tell me and tell you and tell Ghanaian listeners, say, is it against the foreign affairs budget? Is it against Ministry of Interior budget? Is it against NADMO? And I say Ghana Prison Service and now Ghana Fire Service, Ghana Service Fire Service on budget. What budget are we going to use to take care of them? And here now do more question. What's the man in fact or didn't Babu Ashobaka just one tina? Panoko up lavish please. Let's look how the Amano and one watch our countrymen. I said many about question. If they want to countrymen. Who was it down and so we deported? I had Robert, you have a pump and so met my airport. You know, I'm here because I'm in the airport. And what exactly is the country doing with the US deportees? Much as I agree, sir, America will not do transit deportation. They don't do it.
Tiwemono, yen to me for a monk or baby fa conte say Canadian ye nim Liberia and ye see or ye say ye necra, that's what Liberia camper or maymuno. When in Chesa, what can be said, Gitmotui, and ne, yemfa ye knew who or better net, so on my wadi the Ghana how woo, so what you, ye won't say, what ye what will be say ya, won't to me met two was our mewo mainu, baby your betna, near obedi san ye many you must cater for country, I will bed your monosana.
Exactly, Chese.
The minister related to the MOU, as you mentioned. And his argument is that, contrary to what has been determined at the court, because it's an MOU, even though at the point we had a note verbal that became a subject of controversy at the court, this one doesn't require ratification of Parliament. You indicated, and he rightly mentioned, that we are expecting over 40 more deportees. First of all, what do you make of the fact that, regardless of the fact that these individuals were in court, nonetheless, as a country, we deported them. And I'm talking about the 11 who have so far been deported. And again, from now till Parliament returns, what action will you take? And is there any action that you can take to ensure that there's that respect of the Constitution as you mentioned? And finally, the United Nations General Assembly is ongoing in the US. You and your ranking are here, your deputy are here. Why? Why is that the case?
So thank you very much, GH1. The first point is that it should be interesting to see the opinion of the Attorney General, if it was given at all. Because I am not sure that the Attorney General will give this kind of opinion. But it should be interesting to see his opinion. And secondly, to make the point that it is totally erroneous to come to the conclusion that MOUs are not agreements. I mean, this has been established, that it will depend on the provisions of an MOU. If they are binding provisions which occasion right and obligation, the courts have held that it doesn't matter how you describe it. They will construe it as an agreement if it has the ingredients of an agreement. Thirdly, the Supreme Court went as far as categorizing MOUs as being part of the gamut of instruments pursuant to Article 75, which requires parliamentary ratification, and even went as far as saying mere exchange of note verbals, and note verbals simply means exchange of correspondence, will require parliamentary ratification if it imposes obligation on the Republic of Ghana. So with the greatest of respect to the Minister for Foreign Affairs, I think on this particular occasion he's flatly wrong. This MOU requires parliamentary ratification. There's absolutely no two ways about that. And I want to believe that the Attorney General himself will come to this kind of conclusion. And if he doesn't, it will be useful to see his opinion. The second question about the 11 deportees who have been further deported is just evidence it buttresses the point we are making and the call we are making, which is that if this MOU was laid before Parliament and scrutinized, I believe that certain safeguards would have been advocated on the floor of Parliament to ensure that we have the necessary framework in dealing with these situations. And then, of course, the issues of human rights which we raised. These persons who have been brought here, they've been brought here against their will. It's not that they want to come to Ghana. They've been deported against their wishes. And we all know the controversy surrounding the immigration policy of the United States today. So that really affirms the position that we have taken. The absence of myself or my deputy at the United Nations, I was Deputy Chief of Staff from 2017 to 2021. I was Minister from 2021 to 2025. And on every occasion of anger, Minister Okudzeto Ablakwa was there as ranking. He was always in the chamber. I've been with him several times in the chamber when the president addresses the nation. The reason why the tradition has been established that the ranking should be at the UN General Assembly is because largely when the president is on that stage, he's there for all of Ghana. And it's important that all of us, the various actors in the body polity of Ghana, are seen to be supporting the president. And all of us are lifting and holding the flag of Ghana, which is why Minister Okudzeto Ablakwa, when he was ranking, was consistently at UN General Assembly for 8 successive years. On the occasion when he has become Minister for Foreign Affairs, he has conveniently decided that none of us should be there. But why are we not there? You have to ask the minister, not me. The minister has to answer that question. Yeah, because my deputy was willing and eager to go and assist in raising the flag of Ghana, only for him to get to check-in counter and and he's denied access. But anyway, I haven't spoken to the minister about this matter. So to be fair to him, I think we should hold our guns and have an occasion to have a conversation with him, and then we'll try and resolve this. Thank you.